this is Turkey once again, the past and or present spokesperson for the American cultural tradition and or cultural memory campaign department, and the soon-to-be future head of the chief head and or secretary of the Stochastic Intelligence Agency beginning January 20th. Just to remind you all, I was informed by a contract in fee through Theta, which we pronounce a contract in fee through Theta, rather than a contract in phi through Theta, in honor and deference to Aaron's inability to pronounce a contract in phi through Theta, a contract in phi through Theta, but only able to pronounce a contract in phi through Theta, phi through Theta. That, I think there's a that in there somewhere, I got lost track. But anyway, I was informed by a contract in phi through Theta that a special request had been made through the use of space-time travel communication complex. What the contract in phi through Theta refers to as the complex space-time travel communication coordinate set. And I have suggested, and I believe that beginning on January 20th, we will refer to as the even more complex space-time travel communication coordinate set. But utilizing the space-time travel communication coordinate sets, a message was sent to a contract in phi through Theta, and all of us here, as members of a contract in phi through Theta, have received the message and are grateful for the invitation. The number that was represented in the use of space-time travel communication coordinates was 419. And of course, utilizing the grammar of if 6 was 9 and if 9 was 6, as we do both in the BRE question set and the space-time travel communication coordinate set, whether complex, even more complex, or simple, that 19 becomes 16, and hence the reference in the even more complex space-time travel communication coordinate set for the number 419 as 16, I said it backwards. The number was 416, which we received. I said it completely backwards. The number was 416, which we received, which becomes 419. And the tune represented by the number 419 in the Adam Rudolph playlist, which is 4th on our space-time travel community, even more complex space-time travel communication coordinate set, is a tune called Encore. And so I've been asked to create an encore for the series In the Grip of ThermostatAnon, and that's what I'm doing right now. This is in fact the encore for the series In the Grip of ThermostatAnon, and I don't know whether we're going to number it 28.encore or 29 or just encore. We might just call it Encore. In the Grip of ThermostatAnon, Encore, and I'm quite honored to be the one to present the encore for this series. And what a contract in phi through Theta, or a contract in phi through Theta, if you prefer not to honor our deference to Aaron's inability to pronounce a contract in phi through Theta, the inability of Aaron's inability to pronounce a contract in phi through Theta, a contract in phi through Theta. That's the way that one would want to say it. But in any case, whether you call us a contract in phi through Theta, a contract in phi through Theta, or even a contract in Aaron through Theta, we're pleased to present this encore, and I'm very honored to be the one chosen to present it. And as I said, we discussed what the encore could possibly be about, and I suggested that I would read the description of the series as presented in all of the various installments of the series. The part where it says, tell viewers about your video, and then we listed what we received from the YouTube censor, ThermostatAnon, and our response, and ThermostatAnon's response to our response, which was kind of a non-response when you really look at it. But in any case, I'm going to read that, and I may comment on it as I read some of the text. Alright, so I won't be able to address you directly because I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be looking over here, see, like this, reading like this over here. Alright, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Alright, so, okay, it says tell viewers about your video, and that's precisely what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you about the video. Alright, and then there's a paid promotional disclaimer, and then there's a quotation marks. This YouTube video contains paid promotion for a product placement, sponsorship, and endorsement from YouTube. And then there's the acknowledgement. I acknowledge that I confirm that the paid promotion, because we're making all kinds of money here, just like Rudy Giuliani with his conspiracy theories. It's our main motivation here at Contract in phi through Theta to increase our wealth. Of course, we're quite wealthy already. We're already billionaires, but we intend to be trillionaires. Hopefully that will occur before January 20th, 2025. If not, send in your presents, viewers and fans, money, gold, silver, whatever else you can find, you can scramble up. If you've lost your home due to some kind of foreclosure or something like that, you might be short of cash this year. Think less next year when you have better opportunity, economic opportunity, to contribute to our trillionaire project. All right, I acknowledge that I confirm that the paid promotion follows YouTube's ad and/or censorship. It's very important to follow censorship policies. If you don't follow the censorship policies, you can be censored. Very bad, very bad. And application laws and regulations relating to, and then there are some, I believe these are BRE question style numbers. I'll read the numbers. 23812052251820859 21311, and then there's an exclamation point, and that's repeated 3 times. I'm not really entirely sure why it's repeated 3 times. They say 3 times is the charm, but you know, that's a superstition. We talked about superstitions already. Superstitions can be part of the American tradition. This is part of a magical tradition, perhaps. I don't know. A contract in Theta says it's part of the way that certain kinds of fairy tales and folklores are structured, and that it's a narratival strategy in which something occurs, and then the exact or similar thing occurs again, and not exact, but the form of the thing occurs again. I'm walking down the street, and I run into this guy, and they offer me this thing, and then I reject it. And then the same thing happens with some other guy, and then the third one, it changes, and that's the charm, I guess. It changes, and then that's where the magical being reveals itself to the world, or whatever it might be, you know. Or if you're casting a spell, you go 1, 2, you do it 3 times. You know, that's just the way it works. I'm not sure why. Anyway, that number is repeated 3 times, and then you have the YouTube message, which I believe is either the initial or the second notification of ThermostatAnon's censorship of a contract in through Theta, and of course all of the various departments under a contract in through Theta took this mission, you know, very seriously. It says, "Hi, a contract in through Theta." It looks like, and then here's this long acronymic title, ThSRNCOThWWr&D, and then in parentheses P2, and then some kind of asterisk, and then AKA ThFAJ6AGOThMQ-MAGan, and then another asterisk. I think we're just calling it In the Grip of Q-MAGAnon Presents, and then dot, and that's the ellipses, dot. You say dot. You can say ellipses, or you can say dot. I prefer dot. Didn't follow community guidelines to help keep our community safe, and there's some dispute about that, because apparently Rudy Giuliani has a YouTube site, and he's promoting conspiracy theories that are actual conspiracy theories, but hasn't been censored. So it raises the question: is the censorship policy really devoted to community safety, or is it just an excuse to remove the kinds of videos that they don't want to be up, so that they can make room for more videos that make them more money? And that's open to debate and question. We removed it from YouTube. Review and take action. Warning: what we found. Be careful, they don't find this in your video, or they will remove it. What we found: we think your content didn't follow our policy on harmful conspiracy theories, and yet we just spent about, I don't know how long, maybe about 30 hours explaining why that's not the case. But that's in fact false. But we'll see what happens. And remember, this is the Encore, and it would be odd if they censored the Encore, but they might censor the whole series, and then we would lose our YouTube channel. But we would want to ask, why does Rudy Giuliani have a YouTube channel? Why didn't those conspiracy theories that he promotes get censored? Well, we don't know, but we suspect. We suspect it's about cash, money, the big dollar sign. Yeah, that's what we suspect. Content that promotes, glorifies, or incites acts of violence through harmful conspiracy theories, which have been linked to direct threats or violent acts, isn't allowed on YouTube. Oh, that's so surprising, because that's precisely what we find on YouTube, on Rudy Giuliani's YouTube channel, and all of the other conspiracy theorists that produce YouTube videos. And yet, they are not the ones that get censored. It is a contract in through Theta, the one who criticizes the conspiracy theorists and their relationship to events such as January 6th that get censored. So we have to question, what is the real intention behind it? And it says, read the policy. We didn't read the policy. We've read the policy before. We don't have a link. You can see an example around, and then it says 00:02:06. I think that means 2 minutes and 6 seconds into the video. That's a picture of Carlson Tucker, or Tucker Carlson. Is it Carlson Tucker or Tucker Carlson? I'm not sure. Both of those names, we put it up before. Tucker Carlson or Carlson Tucker. They're both first names, really. They don't sound like last names. And, or either one could be a last name, I guess, and not a first name. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. But in any case, whatever it is, that's that one of him. And he decided through his use of magical cards that Donald Trump was going to win the election. And when he didn't win the election, then he said, but my magical cards said that he won the election. My magical cards. You can't refute my magical cards. And then, of course, you have Martian Manhunter, and he's making a little bit of fun of Tucker Carlson. All right. Let's see, you can see an example. I think I'm going to have to cut this off, because we're running out of time, and I'm getting a little out of sync. We talked about how that happens, and we talked about why it happens, and we talked about Apple maybe doing something about it, so we wouldn't have to cut these videos off in the middle. Let me shut down now, and I'll return in just a minute, and we'll read the rest of the policy. This is an encore for In the Grip of ThermostatAnon. Hello. This is Turkey once again. We did have some technical difficulties in moving some of the data from that last building into some department of the Apple device that we are using for this program, and so we had to refilm the video that we just made with a different Apple device in order to move it into an appropriate program that we can utilize to produce a YouTube video with. And this is once again a problem. If anyone out there at Apple is listening, maybe you should do something about your applications, because they don't work very well. In any case, I will continue reading, and hopefully we will no longer have any more future technological difficulties. If we do, we will have to address them as they come up. Okay, so this is how we were. This is where we were. You can see an example around. This is an example of the part that was censored by ThermostatAnon, because ThermostatAnon recognized it as a conspiracy theory, which it most certainly isn't. It is not a conspiracy theory. No, we do not produce conspiracy theories. Rudy Giuliani produces them. Marjorie Taylor Greene produces them. All those kooky people produce them, but we do not produce them. We criticize them. We make fun of them. We satirize them. We sardonicize them. We ironicize them. we sarcasticize them, but we do not make them. We don't create them. No, we don't do such thing. No. You can see an example around 2 minutes and 6 seconds, although there could be other instances. And of course, there was not an example at 2 minutes and 6 seconds, nor any instances whatsoever. How this impacts you, this is just a warning your channel isn't affected. Well, yes, so there's a certain amount of insecurity around whether our channel will exist or not, doesn't it? Because the threat of censorship is that ultimately, that if we continue to be censored, they will remove our channel. And that's how censorship works. They will remove you, just like they will remove you from the United States if they find that you do not suit their purposes, right? The United States of Gilead. And if you do not conform to the patriarchy of the United States of Gilead, you will be removed. And that is not a conspiracy theory. It's written right there in Project 2025. 2025 is a conspiracy theory, not a contract of visa Theta. Okay? You understand? So match that. Are you listening? Because it's quite clear. It's quite clear. It's spelled out. It's spelled out. Okay? We're not trying to get rid of the immigrants. We're not proposing these conspiracy theories about economy. We have offered the truth to you as American citizens. Right? And we've documented it. And we talked all about it. And we performed new examples and provided the evidence. And so these are not conspiracy theories. These are facts. The conspiracy theories are what we are making fun of. Okay? You understand? Alright. This is just a warning. Your channel isn't affected. Except for our psychological well-being is affected because we don't know if our channel will be removed or not, do we? However, we remove the content from YouTube. Oh, yes. And I said this quite sardonically and quite sarcastically. Thank you very much, ThSRNCOThWWr&D. Thank you very, very much. What to do next? Review your content and the policy. After you review, you can take our training to remove the warning or appeal if you think we got it wrong. Well, you got it wrong. Okay? And we didn't take your little class to remove the warning because we need the class. You need the class, ThermostatAnon, not us. Okay, we've tried to instruct you. We have spent 30 hours instructing you about what political satire is. And if you don't get it by now, there's nothing we can do. And we won't remove the 30 hours, even if you take the class. Or if you think we got it wrong. Yes, of course we think you got it wrong. Learn about our resolution options. Well, we tried that. How we find violations. We use a combination of automated systems and human reviews to detect violations of our community guidelines. I don't think so, because they responded to a contract and P3 Theta's request to review in 3 minutes. And the video itself is longer than 3 minutes. So we kind of doubt whether a human was involved. We assume that ThermostatAnon acts independently, and that the censorship is created via the actions of ThermostatAnon, who is, as Aaron would say, not the brightest thermostat in the box of light bulbs. You understand? Thanks, the YouTube team, and then ThSRNCOThWWr&D signed. No, this looks like it didn't sign the letter. Help Center email options. You have received this email to update you on actions related to your YouTube account, etc., etc., etc. Was this email helpful? Yes or no? We would say no, not very helpful. No, not indeed. No, I don't think so. Copyright, yes, copyright. Make sure you get your money. TM copyright, etc., etc. 2024 Google, everyone's favorite search engine, and Big Brother watching over your shoulder. Yes, the Panopticon exists. Is real. It is not an imaginary construct, and you are being observed 24/7. Just to let you know, Google is only one of the ways in which all of your activities are monitored by the panoptical capitalists, whatever, satellite, multi-meta, self-organized, self-interested universe of spies and money-making investors that will find a way to take your home or your money, one way or another. And that's not a conspiracy. We just know that's true. Like, we just got a message from class action against Google because they're spying on you. If you wish to be part of the action, but I made a joke earlier about wanting to be a trillionaire and contract and P3 Theta wanting to be a trillionaire and increase our money. But the truth of the matter is like we don't have the time for these class actions again. We just accept the fact that we're being spied on. We accept it. We accept the Panopticon and all of that stuff and the big eyes and the Big Brother, and we fight against it to the best of our abilities, but honestly we don't have time for the class action. Anyway, copyright 2024 Google LLC D/B/A YouTube 901, which as a BRE question would be 601 Cherry Avenue, San Bruno, California 94066, and then there's an end of quotation marks and something says contract and P3 Theta reply. Let's say that for next time because I'm getting a little bit sync here, and as I reminded whoever it is that owns Apple these days, do something about your apps and apples because it's very difficult to get these programs to sync together. And that used to be one of the good things about Apple, but not so much anymore. No, I don't think so. Just tell me like it is. Hello, this is Turkey once again in the midst of technological difficulties with these Apple programs. As I mentioned before, if anyone out there is from Apple, you might want to fix some of this stuff because it's real difficult to use some of your applications at this time. For that very reason, the fact that we are having so many technical difficulties getting this up onto our YouTube channel, I'm going to skip a contracting P3 Theta's response to ThermostatAnon and go directly to the first response that we got from ThermostatAnon, which is the following, and then we will proceed on to the second response. And the first response was precisely this. email account that you tried to reach does not exist. Please try double checking the recipient's email address for typos or unnecessary spaces. And of course, the reason this was bad spec to us is because ThermostatAnon really is not like, nor is interested in having a conversation. ThermostatAnon has a different agenda. Yes. For typos or unnecessary spaces, there were no typos, there were no unnecessary spaces in the email as it was addressed in the world. For more information, go to https://supportpage.com/mail/?p=no such user. And the second response that ThermostatAnon sent us was the following. We have received your appeal for the following. We received your content, reviewed your content carefully, and have confirmed that it violates our policy on harmful conspiracy theories, which of course it does not, as we spent 30 hours instructing ThermostatAnon. We know this is probably disappointing news. Well, it's more frustrating and annoying than it is disappointing. But it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. And of course we have rejected that idea, and we have pointed out that making YouTube a safe place for all would involve getting rid of Rudy Giuliani's YouTube account, since he is in the middle of making up conspiracy theories and producing them at this very moment, I think, which we have documented in one form or another. So we suggest that perhaps the real intention behind ThermostatAnon's censorship program is not to criticize. No, please do not criticize individuals from whom we make a lot of money, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, or RFK Jr., or Rudy Giuliani, or the rest of the billionaires in the Billionaire Disinformation Club. Thank you, and that concludes our encore, and unless we ask for an additional encore, which is certainly possible but unlikely, I just bow.